Everyone, welcome to Skybus Oval here in Lauderdale for round 12 Tasmanian State League action on a Saturday afternoon on the Daily Potato Co live stream. Brent Costello with you for Lauderdale and North Hobart, and joining me this afternoon in commentary is Chris Rowbottom. Rowie, good afternoon.
G'day, Breno. Good to be with you. This shapes as a intriguing battle down at Skybus, the Bombers and the Demons, of course. And there's some big team news coming out of the Bombers with Dylan Fife not lining up this afternoon. We thought he would be taking to the field today, but it seems he hasn't got up. And Bailey Walker as well for the Demons won't be taking to the field for North Hobart. So a couple of key outs which might have some say in terms of how this contest pans out this afternoon.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I listened to the press conference from during the week, and Dylan Fife was available, so whether he's been caught up to work, we know that's part of his regime in 2022, that he might miss some games through his work commitments as a first responder. So, yeah, big loss for them this afternoon. William Broomhall comes in for Dylan Fife, and Cohen Stevenson replaces Bailey Walker in the starting lineup. But a big game for both teams. Lauderdale very disappointing last week against Launceston. Of course, they won the corresponding game here at Skybus Oval a few weeks earlier, but couldn't get the job done at Windsor Park last week. And I got a look at North Hobart last week, and they got the job done against Glenorchy, but probably not as well as they would have liked to have. Yeah,
not overly convincing, the Demons against the Pies last week at KG Vive, but it was a box tick win, wasn't it, for the Demons? I mean, they've had a lean year, and I think they probably are a little behind where they would have liked to have been in season 2022. But a game like this against a hardened team at Lauderdale, and we speak all the time about the Lauderdale core, I suppose, that they've been able to keep for 5, 6, 7 seasons now in Siggins and Smith and Sutton and these guys. If they can get over the top today, maybe it might kick-start the back half of their season. They can string a couple together and still fight for a place in that final handful of teams. Yeah,
Lauderdale's been interesting this year. Obviously, Skybus has been such a fortress for them and a graveyard for visiting teams over the years, but they've really struggled to win at home this season. They had that really good win against Launceston, as I mentioned, but apart from that, they've lost games they probably should have won. So this is one they should take care of today if they want to be pushing for finals. Daniel Willing, he really put the acid on not just his leaders during the week, but also his younger brigade of players. He said, yes, the leaders need to stand up, but the youngsters can't just get away with what they're dishing up either. So he's lost a bit of patience, Dan, and said if these players are coming in and they're not performing to the best of their ability, he won't have any hesitation in dropping them back to the development league.
Sam Siggins, 100 games, I believe, this week, which is a nice milestone for him. What a champion he's been in this competition. League best and fairest, of course, and multiple accolades throughout his career with the Lauderdale Bombers in his hometown, of course. And I'm interested to see how he goes and how North Hobart are able to maybe counteract his influence around the ground. He's a terrific clearance player, an old school sort of utility. They had the 9 clearances last week across, along with 23 disposals. And Ed Stanley's the other one as well, who has grown as a state league player. Had 32 last week and 8 marks. So it'll be interesting to see who might go to him this afternoon for the Demons.
Yeah, spent some time away, Ed Stanley, playing at Dodgers Ferry, and has come back to Lauderdale in the TSL. As you can see in the background there, the trees are blowing a little bit. The tape there where the cars are, it's flying around. So blustery old conditions here. No rain at the moment though, so umpire holds the ball off. This is the Daily Potato Co live stream, and here is Chris Rowbottom.
So up it goes. First quarter action between Lauderdale and North Hobart. Smith will win the first clearance for the Bombers. Forward they go. Mark unable to be taken. Contest at half forward. Martin tracks it. Ends up with the Demons. Missed the mark. Kick out of defence. Early pressure applied by the Bombers. Scramble at half forward. It'll be all locked in. Appeal for holding the ball and an early stoppage.
So blustery conditions on a Saturday afternoon. There's Alan Christensen on screen, one of Lauderdale's better players from last week. Here's Sandrick, the captain. Christensen on top of the footy. Can he get it out cleanly? Can't on this occasion. We'll have a ball up. You can hear through the microphone there. Very windy conditions, as I mentioned, as Lauderdale have the chance to advance again. Here is Siggins. He's dragged down, though, by Cal Daly. And North Hobart win the footy. Waste no time playing on. Daly goes wide. Finds Hilda. Goes inside 50 for the first time this afternoon for the Bombers, but for the Demons, sorry, but out of bounds it goes in the right forward pocket.
So blustery conditions, it would seem, this afternoon.
The deck not looking at its real best either, right?
Well, they
had some rain.
We know the nickname of this ground. Some Lauderdale faithful don't quite go too much on the nickname of the tip. Off the ground goes the North Hobart player in Edmondson, but it'll bobble through for a minor score. First score of the afternoon will go the way of the Demons. It'll be brought out of full back by the Bombers.
So big kick in from defence, but that has gone straight out on the full. So they'll get it back here, the Demons. Chance for another inside 50. Very difficult conditions though at the moment. Take their time here. And in they go. Ball goes high in the air, top of the square. It's going to go the whole journey, but too far to the right, out of bounds on the full.
So that wind playing a bit of a factor. That looks to be blowing reasonably hard to North Hobart's end, but swirling a little bit as well. So Lauderdale ball, kick, an attempt to clear defensive 50. Op hands and knees. Gee, it's going to be like this all afternoon, you feel. Brent Costello, it's a muddy old patch down at Lauderdale, and an injury concern here to Alan Christensen as the arms go up from the Lauderdale teammates, and he looks in a little bit of strife. Does Christensen? Story developing.
Yeah, he's not moving at all, is he? He's taken high to the head or something, or
might be a shoulder or a collarbone or something that's troubling him, although he seems to be putting some weight on that left arm. Might have copped one across the eye. So Christensen,
such an important part of this Lauderdale team, isn't he? Moving now, which is good.
So Alan Christensen has scored it towards the boundary in the hands of the trainers. Try and keep you posted on any developments there, but obviously an early story and potentially impactful for the Bombers going forward. Off the ruck tap, it'll go out of bounds for another boundary throw in. So North Hobart one behind to start off this afternoon. Lauderdale yet to score.
Yes, it might be not be one for the ages, this game, with the conditions we find ourselves playing in here this afternoon. Two rucks go at it. Smith got first use on that occasion. Ball spills to ground again though. It won't be coming out quickly. I'll ball it up. As you said, an important game here for both teams. I think Clinton French said during the week that everyone back to get back games under him since he started coaching there at the start of last season. So it's a nice bit of history they'd like to tick off this afternoon, the Demons. And the Bombers just trying to think about finals footy. Cal DALY gets the free kick. Right forward pocket he'll kick from. Tough in these conditions.
If anyone can.
Yeah, he's a magician, little Cal DALY. The kick is on its way, and it's gone straight through. You summed it up perfectly, Ro. If anyone can, it is Callan DALY, and he gets the first of the afternoon. The Demons 7, the Bombers yet to score.
What a finish from Callan DALY, tight on the boundary line. The wind doing all sorts of business, and he was able to curl it in sort of right or left to right, and he did only as Callan DALY can do. And it's a terrific start for North Hobart, who've dominated the territory battle so far early in this game. They've taken advantage of the wind in the early stages, and they're on the board. So Callan DALY gets his first of the afternoon, and North Hobart hold a 7-point advantage. Back in the middle we go. Umpire Mark Tuckett prepares to toss it up, and up it goes. Smith won it down directly to Caswell, who said North Hobart forward once more. Contest deep inside forward 50. It was Leifheber who got boot to ball to nobody in particular. It'll be a flying shot on goal coming from Jackson. Chance for North Hobart. Second in a minute. He misses to the near side.
They were good, those tall targets for North Hobart last week. Jackson and Murphy Dale. Probably weren't as accurate as they would have liked to have been, but certainly provided a presence. As Poland back in the team this afternoon, he was out with the flu. Gee, you see the ball there just held up in the air, and DALY will have a kick from exactly the same spot where he jagged the goal a few moments ago, and you'd back him in to do it again. Former Glenorchy Magpie. In he comes. Second time in the space of a couple of minutes. This time it's off to the right for a behind.
So the Demons out to an early 9-point advantage. DALY having a say early on. Ball will be brought in here by Poland. Would attempt to clear defensive 50, but everything is just holding up. The breeze causing absolute havoc and getting in the way is McLeod of North Hobart. He's going to have a ping too, and with the wind at his back, why wouldn't you? He'll only kick from 35 metres out, but he won't have to lay the slipper in. So McLeod shooting for North Hobart's second this term to extend the margin. He leans back on the kick, sends it on its way, and it looks good. So the North Hobart Demons teammates get around McLeod. He kicks his first of the afternoon. North Hobart have a second, and they're out to an early break.
There they are, hot start, and obviously an advantage to the left of screen. There's no doubt about that, but this is exactly what Clinton French would have been after from his troops. As I said, trying for back-to-back wins for the first time in his tenure. 5 scoring shots to none. I think Lauderdale's had it inside 50, have they, at this point of the game? So we restart in the middle. Smith just overshot it that time. Sandrick's in there. Smith dives onto the footy. Umpire will have it again. Up it goes. Punched away. Franklin. Sandrick's in there as well. Ball not coming out cleanly though. Another ball up.
So North Hobart, 2-3-15, lead Lauderdale yet to score with a heavy breeze favouring the Demons in this first term. Franklin comes up with the ball, feigns the handball, kicks to Greengrass on the outer wing. It's all North Hobart though, picked up by Hilda. He'll go inside 50 again for the Demons. Big Fist getting back. Desperation stuff. Knocked out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Right next to North Hobart's right hand behind post, and another chance for the Demons.
Yes, they've had all the opportunity in this first quarter. 8.5 minutes gone.
So boundary throw in. Deep in attack for North Hobart. Umpire will have to work extra hard. Well, I've never seen that before.
Me either.
Boundary throw in from the right forward pocket has come in and then gone out of bounds.
That just goes to show what we're dealing with here this afternoon at Skybus.
Wild conditions in Lauderdale. In it comes again. It hits the deck, hacked off the ground, and it's rushed over for a minor score. North Hobart add to its tally. They go to 2-4-16. Lauderdale yet to score.
Dear oh dear. Will Poland has got a job on his hands here as he tries to kick out again. What can the former Tiger do this time? A wobbly old kick. Magro got a fist to it. Smith got the handball. Players dive all over it. Umpire will blow the whistle. Very scrappy start indeed here. Dealing with wind, we're dealing with a boggy ground. At least there's no rain at the moment. Here's Sandrick. Got held up and kicked off the ground. Went to the top of the square. Big fly. Couldn't take it, Murphy Dale. And Poland got a little ground grubber in the end. Demons have a chance to go inside again. The kick goes forward. Mark not taken. Big punch from behind from McGuinness. Ball bouncing though. Still a danger spot here for the Bombers. It's held up though. Bit of relief.
Scrappy affair so far in this first term. Smith won it down. Jackson hacked it out for North Hobart, only as far as McGuinness. His clearing ball reached Hilda for the Demons. They attempt to just paddle it in, and McLeod was unable to do so. It'll bobble over for another boundary throw-in. He might have a world record for stoppages today. Brent Costello.
Yes. Absolutely.
It is tough, tough, tough. In it comes again. Smith and Edmondson. It missed both of them. The wind took it. Sutton couldn't gather it cleanly. Patted it out of the path of his teammate. Demons come up with it. Flying shot on goal. Missing to the right-hand side. Another minor score for the Demons, who are peppering. They move to 2-5-17. Your Lauderdale yet to score.
So we've got 7 scoring shots to none. Just over 10 minutes gone, so it's plenty of, yeah, this is not going well at all for the Bombers out of defence. Here's Poland again. Tries to work it out, does, but not too far. Here's Caswell, tried to get boot to ball. Spills out the back, it was Kenny, and now it's another bad kick. The mark taken, was it? I don't think it was. So a little let off there. Yates couldn't hang on to it.
That has gone backwards.
This is extraordinary stuff we're watching here from Skybus Oval on the Daily Potato Co live stream. Up we go again. Smith won it down. They win it out here. No, they can't. Chance for Kilpatrick, who's pulled down. Siggins, finally. Does he get it out? He does. But still North Hobart get the kick back inside through Campbell. Mark taken by Franklin, though, the big bull. He runs out of defence and straight down the throat, though, of McGuinness.
So McGuinness will send North Hobart inside 50 once again. And, gee, taking the almost uncontested chest mark was Murphy Dale. It was misread in flight by the Lauderdale defender. And Murphy Dale was just able to read it best, take it on his chest, and he'll kick for North Hobart's 3rd goal of the first quarter.
He was good last week. Right, a real presence up forward.
So Murphy Dale, he hangs it out to the right-hand side, and he tried to adjust for the wind, but he perhaps didn't need to. He missed a soda. You just feel that North Hobart maybe aren't taking full toll in these conditions where it's going to be trapped inside their forward 50 for the majority of the quarter.
Took the words out of my mouth, Ro. This hopefully won't come back and bite them too much. So it's the Bombers that have it. Can they get it inside 50 for the first time this afternoon? The ball is not going anywhere near it at the moment. And the D's will get the footy back yet again. McGuinness. He goes deep inside 50. That bounced off the chest of Quirk. Flirting with the boundary line here, the ball, and eventually goes over.
Yeah, it's no sugarcoating this, is there?
No.
Breno, it's horrid. I'm glad that I'm glad that we're in a relatively toasty position here and able to call the game rather than be out there attempting to play it. There's a free kick here. No, it'll be re-thrown in. The young boundary umpire having some struggles of his own against this wind, and I don't know if I'd be doing much of a better job. There's gale force out there down at Lauderdale. Then it comes again. Shallow once more. Smith tried to get a palm to it, was unable to do so. Hands and knees. A bunch of players. It'll be another stoppage 15 metres out from North Hobart's goal. They lead 18-0. 2 goals 6. Up it goes again. This time Smith more productive in the ruck. They'll work it out here by hand, the Bombers. Siggins boots a ball, scraps one. They still can't clear defensive 50. Going in strongly, and really well done from Kenny. Fighting hard, the Bombers. They just can't break through the wall. North Hobart fighting hard to keep it in. Might have got one high there, the North Hobart player. Umpire said no. We'll have another ball up 25 metres out from the Demons' goal.
So up it goes again. 2 rucks go at it. Smith won it down. Siggins just throws it on the boot. Doesn't travel too far though. Not far enough to get it out of danger. D's turn it over. Here's Stevenson. He goes to the top of the square. Can anyone take the clunk? McGuinness spilt it. Got the handball away though. But the D's turn it over again. Lauderdale turn it over again. So no one can get it out cleanly at the moment. It's like Jacob Bevis is on the boundary there. We're watching him closely this afternoon to see if he can throw it in well.
This is where the big guns shine, isn't it?
That's right.
The boundary conditions like this.
Barrow, his kick went to nobody in particular. Absolute mud pile down there in the attack for North Hobart. Nice blowing the whistle here. It's like a free kick going the way to Sammy Siggins, the Lynch medalist, of course, former Lynch medalist. And 50. So this might give them their first real look at it, right?
That's a huge let-off, isn't it? Because they've had it trapped inside their forward 50 for the last 15 minutes of this quarter. And that's a gimme. That allows Lauderdale now to get it out with relative ease and in the hands of Sam Siggins, who, as you just mentioned, is one of the premier players in this competition. A chance for the Bombers to go forward. So Siggins runs his full measure and kicks towards half forward. It'll hang up in the wind again. Martin couldn't quite juggle and control the mark. Bombers on hands and knees, hoping to come up with it. Little poke out of the congestion. Ended up with Williams of the Bombers. McGuinness just gave the don't argue. Progressed things by 25 metres up the line. Has been a free kick. It'll go the way of North Hobart. It'll end up in the hands of Stevenson. So in the team this afternoon for Walker. He kicks North Hobart inside 50. It's trapped by Poland, who shares it by hand to Stanley. Out wide he goes to Sutton in the long sleeves, trying desperately to knock it out of the defensive 50. And gee, the North Hobart player was absolutely crash tackled, tried to ride the tackle and was unable to do so. It's all held up. We'll have a ball up 55 metres out from the Demons' goal.
Here we go again, Smith. Won it down. And Caswell got boot to ball. His kick, though, will go to the boundary. And if he kept in, it can't. And here we go. Bit on here.
Gee, free kick.
Free kick, wow.
Gee.
Doesn't take much, does it? So Murphy Dale will have the footy. Coming off a good game against Glenorchy, as I mentioned earlier. Now it's tough to kick it from here. We saw Cal Daly do it a little earlier. What can Murphy Dale do? Dealing with a very, very tough wind. That kick has just gone offline. Minor score. Takes North Hobart to 2-7-19. Lauderdale yet to score here on the Daily Potato Co. live stream.
Awful conditions at Lauderdale if you're just joining us. Bombers struggling to get it past halfway. In fact, they're struggling to clear their defensive 50 at the moment. Such is the strength of the breeze towards the North Hobart goal. There's Kilpatrick fighting hard at ground level. Little kick forward by Tyler McGuinness in the direction of a teammate in Yates. He lost his footing as he saw the ball fly over his head. It'd be out of bounds on the full, and a Bombers ball deep in defence.
The Benny Hill music wouldn't be out of place here at the moment, would it?
That's all you can do. He's just shoved it on the boot and let the wind take it. And he almost conceded that that was what was going to happen. And for Lauderdale, it's just a matter of getting numbers back and gritting the teeth and grimly defending. There is not much else they can actually do at the moment. Their sort of attempts to move the ball up the ground have been in vain so far. So McGuinness will put it to the... Well, he won't put it at the top of the square. It'll sail through almost at post height from 55 with the assistance of some breeze, and another minor score.
So it's Ed Stanley bringing it out now for the Bombers. That one is straight out of bounds again. And now we see another opportunity for North Hobart to go inside 50. It's Kilpatrick. What's on offer for him? Goes deep, and that's going to bounce through. You're kidding me. Well, Callum Kilpatrick gets the Bombers third of the afternoon, and one that probably shouldn't have rolled through, Chris Rowbottom.
Well, in games like this, in conditions like these, crazy things are happening. We've already seen the boundary umpire throw the ball in for it to be blown out of bounds. We've seen Callan Daly snag a miraculous goal from the boundary, and now we've seen Callum Kilpatrick bounce one through inexplicably. I reckon there were 6 Lauderdale players in the goal square and it's missed them all. And Lauderdale moved to 3 goals, 8-26. Lauderdale yet to score. I don't think they've had any sort of meaningful foray forward. And I think we're going to see a couple more of these moments throughout the course of the afternoon. Let's see if Lauderdale can get something out of the centre clearance. They can't, as Sandrick bobbles one forward only as far as Franklin, who got it off to a teammate.
Here we go.
Tilly.
Oh.
Chance now for the Bombers, but it's just holding up in the wind. So, Siggins reeled in the one-hander. It's going to take something special. Don't go sideways. He will do just that to McGuinness. So Siggins and McGuinness combine, and McGuinness will send Lauderdale almost inside 50. Pack flies. Attempt at a mark taken down there. Might have been Blackburn. Umpire said, yeah, he had a big enough piece. Blackburn still 2 kicks at least from home. He'll wobble one inside 50. It was off his shin. He was looking for Magro. He'll have to go after it. Knock it out to a teammate in a better position. And the tumbler inside 50 was fortuitous. It'll land directly on the chest of a teammate.
Harry Richmond.
Lauderdale will have a shot for goal. They're first deep into the first term via the boot of Harry Richmond.
Well, this man, I love watching him go about it, but this might test him, right?
So Richmond to put Lauderdale on the board against the flow. He hits the outside of the post for a minor score. Lauderdale's first of the afternoon.
First inside 50. And they get a result, but not the one they were hoping for. As the Demons bring it out of defence for the first time. We're well into time on now. Franklin dragged to the ground. No Bryce Walsh this afternoon. If you're just joining us, he's a little sore, and that's completely understandable after the injuries he's recovered from. And I think he's played every game this year, so he'll be due for a break. Taken high, was he? Umpire said no and ball it up. Do you think Lauderdale's done enough here, Ro, as far as the score goes in this term?
As silly as it sounds, they'd probably take 3 goals 8 against, considering the conditions. They're down by 25, but they'll obviously kick with the winds in the second term, and Lauderdale is a team that know the ground and know the tricks and traps, and I'd be surprised if they couldn't put more than 3 goals 8 on the board, in all honesty. But having said that, North Hobart have done okay. They've somewhat capitalised, although maybe via a little bit of luck through that Kilpatrick goal, been able to put the equivalent of 4 and a bit goals on the board. Let's see if Lauderdale can snag something out of the stoppage here. There is that man Kilpatrick, clearing ball out towards the wing. Lauderdale have the numbers. Getting down low. Demons will come up with it though. Tackle applied by McGuinness. It was deemed a throw. Lauderdale will take the advantage. Here's Tilly in the sleeves. Left foot ball. Beyond halfway, and a mark taken here in the middle of the ground. So Lauderdale have it through Kenny. Kicks to left half forward, looking for Williams, finds him. And a chance here for the Bombers. Short ball over the top now, he's good. As they control some possession. Here's Kenny again. Been okay early in this one. Kenny will send a low ball inside. Didn't hit the desired target. Off the shin of the North Hobart player. Down he goes again. He'll have another crack. High ball inside 50 now. 3 North Hobart players gather. None able to take the mark. Handball's worked out. DALY just dribbles one out of the area. Leafheber came through. Gathered cleanly. Spins and kicks the Demons forward. It'll be all Lauderdale though, and a good saving mark taken in defence.
Mentioned Kenny a couple of times there, Ro. He's coming off a couple of 40 possession plus games in the D-League. So in some good form coming back into the senior side. Josh McGuinness, what a star he is of this competition. Finds his teammate, Sutton. Key member of those 3 grand final appearances for the Bombers against North Launceston. I just saw Boscott in the background watching on too. On the far side of the ground, he'd be a walk-up start in the SFL rep team today, but he's unfortunately injured, so obviously come down and have a look at his former side go about it in this round 12 clash, as we see another inside 50 here for North Hobart. Ball falls out the back, and Patton, can he keep it in? He just lets it fall over for a boundary throw in.
So Lauderdale were able to control a little bit of the possession there against the flow of play, and that maybe hints at what they might be able to do with the winds at their backs in the second term when that comes. So North Hobart lead this one by 25 points. Taken out of the ruck by Jackson. Rides a couple of bumps. Loses his handle. Ground level now. There's just all sorts of scrapping and scraping going on as it's hacked off the deck. Lauderdale desperately trying to clear their defensive 50. Players go to ground. There's a free kick here. Go the way of Lauderdale. Hooker will come up with the footy. There's plenty of long sleeves being worn, and I don't blame them.
Not sure what's happening at the Twin Ovals wind-wise, but Glenorchy, hot start for the Pies, 28-13, the score against the Tigers. So 2 weeks in a row, Glenorchy have had a fast start.
Dare say it might be a similar situation.
You think so?
So kick towards the outer wing. End up with Tyler McGuinness of the Demons. Off hands. Hooker was roving the footy. He was claiming the tackle. Look at the North Hobart player that infringed. Or was it? No, yes it was. It'll be a Lauderdale free kick.
North Hobart royalty there. The Wiz, Robbie Devine, just barking some instructions in the background.
Probably not the Wiz's conditions today. Kick chopped off by Sandrick of the Demons, who'll just send a long, strong barrel inside forward 50th for the Demons. And why wouldn't you, off the hands of Yates, unable to control the mark of the out-of-bounds boundary throw in deep in attack for the Demons.
Wouldn't be too long left in this opening term. Only the 3 goals kicked, of course. Can North Hobart sneak another one before the siren? And it comes again. Paul hangs in the air again. Caswell, is he taken high? Umpire said no. Thrown on the boot there of Stevenson. Top of the square. Mark taken and cut off by McGuinness.
Been good.
He has indeed. What's on offer for him? Just going to load up, and I say load up lightly because it doesn't go too far. It's not going to come out cleanly, and we'll have another ball up. 11 scoring shots to 1 in this opening term. Just joining the broadcast, it is horrific conditions at Skybus Oval. You can see by the mud. They work it out here. You talk about, you know, this day and age in football, Ro, they worry about how many footsteps on grounds for training and things like that. You can't stop a bucket of rain, can you? Look at the ground right now.
No, you can't.
Oh, out the full.
Yeah, this is old school, isn't it?
Yep.
There's nothing new age or modern about this. This is just old school slog. As the Demons send it forward again. Gilpatrick dangerous from that area, as we know. Bounced one through a little earlier, but no such luck this time. Another boundary throw in. 28 minutes gone in this first term. North Hobart lead by 25 with an aggressive wind at their back. Lauderdale, despite what the scoreboard might say, has done pretty well to hang on, it has to be said. Leafheber goes after it. Over the line it goes, so another boundary throw in.
We should have done a tally. It'd be interesting.
We really should have.
It's a long quarter considering just the 3 goals.
Yeah, 28 and a half deep, so in it comes again. Getting to the front was Martin. McGuinness sharked the handball. It'll be over the line once more. Since maybe a free kick might be snagged out of here somewhere just to get things moving. Not on this occasion, so another boundary throw in. 29 minutes gone now. In a sloppy and scrappy affair at Skybus Oval. And it comes sharked out of the ruck by Jackson, unable to take it cleanly. He applies the tackle and another stoppage. Siggins submerges with the footy. It'll be a ball up. 15 metres out from North Hobart's goal. Can they snag a late one here? Late in the first. Tapped by Marlin, and it eludes all comers once more. Another boundary throw in Brent Costello.
Yes, it's certainly not one for the history books, this one. This opening term won't be brought out of the archives to be rewatched anytime soon. 2 rucks go at it again, doesn't even get near him. Falls short, and another stoppage. So we await the ball up again. Jackson couldn't quite take it cleanly out of the ruck in the end.
It's the right idea from Jackson, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's attempting to take it out of the ruck, get boot to ball, and just make something happen.
Yep. And there it is. So quarter time here at Skybus Oval on a Saturday afternoon in atrocious conditions. It is the visiting team who had the win that quarter, North Hobart. They lead this one 26 points to 1 at the first change. Well, how do you sum that up, Ro?
Oh, it was it was a nightmare. There's no other way to describe it. A gale force breeze blowing towards that southern end of the ground. The ground itself not in terrific condition, it has to be said, and that resulted in the ball being firmly locked in the North Hobart forward 50 for 90% of that first quarter. They were only able to kick the 3 goals though. Callan DALY kicked one from the boundary, which took a fairly special effort. George McLeod kicked one from a free kick, and Callum Kilpatrick got a little bit lucky bouncing one through. So they were actually unable to structure anything up to score goals in a more traditional sense. It sounds a little bit silly being 25 points down at quarter time, but I think Lauderdale will take that result given the conditions and the fact that the North Hobart are only able to kick 3 goals. So a scrappy and pretty horrid affair, and unless this wind dies down and the conditions ease up a little bit, we're in for more of the same for the next 3 quarters.
Couple of scores from around the grounds. It's Glenorchy leading the Tigers, 29 points to 14 at the Twins. And Launceston, they hold an 8-point advantage over Clarence 25 minutes into the opening term at Blunston Arena. We'll take a short break here from Skybus Oval and come back and see what Lauderdale's got for us, kicking with the wind in quarter number 2. Welcome back to Skybus Oval. Quarter number 2 about to start here in atrocious conditions for round 12 TSL footy. North Hobart had the wind advantage in that opening term, and now it's over to Lauderdale to see what they can offer up. So we know the scoring end is to the left of screen here at Skybus Oval. Siren goes. So can Lauderdale surpass the 26 points that the Demons put on the board? Umpire holds the ball off, and here is Chris Rowbottom on the Daily Potato live stream.
Wind continues to play havoc down at Skybus Oval, and it looks like North Hobart will get the first clearance through the boot of Kilpatrick, only as far as the Lauderdale jumper in Patton as they try and work it forward. Big tackle laid. It'll be a ball up in the middle of the ground. Quirk applying the pressure, up it goes. Smith missed it. Siggins at the fall, wrapped up by Sandrick, and there'll be another whistle and another stoppage. There's a couple of big bulls going head to head. That's a good matchup. Contested beasts in Sandrick and Siggins as we see it go up again. Over the head came the palm from Smith, and he decides to wrench it up off the ground and go himself. Shares it with Franklin, and the Bombers will go forward now, but well placed. Well, North Hobart had the numbers. The mark was spilled. They'll get away with it though as it dribbles over for a minor score. Lauderdale on the board in this second turn. So North Hobart get a look at what it's like to kick out in these horrific conditions, and as you see there, straight out on the full for Tyler McGuinness in his first attempt. Michael Blackburn, who famously had a kick-off with Chris Rowbottom as a Clarence footballer. Yeah, he did. I almost got him too. Would have been embarrassing for him.
Do you want to make another statement right now?
No, he'll nail this. He's
well, Callum Daly has already.
Shot for goal, this man Sticks.
Can he do what Cal Daly did in quarter number 1? Stixie Blackburn. Kick is on its way, and kick is very, very good. Wow. That's the scoring pocket this afternoon. Just what the doctor ordered for the Bombers. A hot start here in quarter number 2. They move to 8 to North Hobart's 26 on the live stream here, thanks to Daily Potato Co.
Gee, I'm glad I didn't have a crack at his set shot ability, because he's drilled it from the boundary. And that wind is clearly blowing across the goals in a fashion that is helping set shots for goal from that particular part of the ground, because we've seen it already with Callan Daly, and now Stixie Blackburn has been able to double up. So Lauderdale get on the board in this second term, and the margin creeps in. So 3-8-26 plays 1-2-8. Back in the middle we go, and Hayden Smith just started to have a bit of an influence, throwing his weight around. It's a contested footy. Ends up with Jackson, who gets boots a ball towards half forward. Nobody able to take a mark. Here's McGuinness, left foot ball towards half forward for the Bombers, and coming out and taking the mark impressively was Hooker. He'll send the Bombers forward. Scrubby old footy at the feet of Blackburn. Demons defence under the pump, but that's a decent clearing kick and a nice mark taken by Harrison McLeod.
So McLeod, his kick isn't his best work, and out it goes. Lennon Marlin there on screen, one of Lauderdale's recruits. Here's the Bev Show with the football.
See what he's got.
Going to make the distance. Does one too bad from Bev.
Clear the ruck.
Yes. So North Hobart now. That ball holds up. Lee Hebber threw himself at it. Shout out to the real hero this afternoon too, cameraman Andrew McCarthy. We're lucky enough to be behind the glass here, Chris, but his hands must be frozen. It's blowing a gale. Can't be fun.
And the picture quality looks to be of a reasonable sort of standard. Not too shaky, which is good.
Doing a fine job. Here's Poland. They work it forward now, the Bombers. Turned over by the D's.
That's the first bounce of the afternoon. And it won't pay off. It'll end up in Bombers' hands. Hooker goes forward for Lauderdale. It lands in between two separate packs of players. Magro just lurks on the outskirts of the pack. Allows a teammate to get down and dirty. It spills out. Sandrick will get there. There's a free kick for a hold, says umpire Mark Tucker. It will go the way of the Demons. So North Hobart ball, defensive 50. And they had a pretty good look at it in the first turn. They'll know what they have to do. It'll just go over the head of McLeod, who got a hand to it and avoided an out of bounds on the full. So boundary throw in at left half forward for Lauderdale. We have an early goal in this second term via the boot of Michael Blackburn for the boundary. The umpire has come infield a little bit to execute the boundary throw in. Magro takes it off the bounce, immediately wrapped up, nowhere to go. He's slung to the ground, and we'll have a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Bombers. Angus Norton applying the pressure, the familiar helmet. Up it goes again. There is Norton slapping it forward. And as far as McLeod, who's all wrapped up by Tilly, will have another stoppage right in the middle of that mud. Brent Costello.
Yes, good work to do for the groundskeeper at the tip over the next few weeks. Ball punched forward. Richmond just overshot it, and the Demons are away here. Not for long though before it goes out. Josh McGuinness shouting for deliberate. Will throw it in. Wind to be causing havoc at all the footy venues this afternoon. Dane Swan, of course, playing for OHA today.
He must be keen, Swanee, to come down to Tassie and play a game of old scholars in the Arctic wind.
He might be regretting it. There's Sandrick on the footy. And it is just a mud pit there, isn't it?
It wouldn't be a bad day, though, out at the shipyard. The Olds.
Was that where the game is? Was it North Hobart? It was originally
it might be, actually.
Originally, I think North Hobart. Might have gone back to the shipyard. I'm not sure. It's DALY. Was signing he was over the off season. You don't typically see two big names like that switch clubs. I saw Jake Cox go from Glenorchy to Clarence. That was a big one over the off season. Nat Franklin now looks to go deep. He throws the boot to ball, top of the square, but just ends up going right the way to the goal line and past it for a behind. 1-3 plays 3-8 on the Daily Potato Co scoreboard.
So North Hobart holding up okay here. The Bombers not inflicting too much damage as yet. Well, this kick will be chopped off by Marlin. The Bombers will have another chance. So this is the goal kicker's patch so far this afternoon, and Marlin's wise to it. He might have a ping himself. He sets sail from right on the boundary. This one is missing to the right-hand side, so another minor score for the Bombers. They creep a little closer. They're 1-4, trailing 3-8. A scrappy affair at Skybus Oval between the Bombers and the Demons. And not sure about that from Tyler McGuinness kicking out. Just tried to stab a pass, and this afternoon it's going to be a territory battle. Josh McGuinness is all over it. Takes the chest mark and will go back to kick Lauderdale's second of the quarter and second of the afternoon.
Yes, the former Brisbane draftee, of course, his brother Matt on North Melbourne's list at the moment.
Close to a debut, I'd say, as well, Brent, as McGuinness ambles on in, sets sail, win no problem for the champ, splits the middle, and Lauderdale have two. And they creep closer. 10 points the margin. 3 goals, 8 North Hobart, 26, 2-4-16 the Bombers.
But lead, we wondered if it was enough and how big it was. And yeah, good start here for Lauderdale. Not even 10 minutes gone in this second term. It's only a 10-point deficit now, so chance for them to knock that off the next 5 or so minutes and then start to build a nice lead of their own heading into half time. Just joining us, heavy favour to the left-hand side of your television or your phone, wherever you're watching us. You're watching us here, you're watching us in the mainland, you're watching us right around the world on the Daily Potato Co live stream. Every TSL game streamed live this season Wonderful initiative by AFL Tasmania. Up it goes against Smith, had it all to himself. Franklin, handballed over his head. Now Sutton, he works it forward. Went for the one hand there, hooker. Hobart do okay. All things considered, might be a free kick here. It's going the way Harrison McLeod.
Impressive young player, McLeod. He's afraid to get his hands dirty. He's been okay this afternoon, and this kick is a good one. It'll land with Sandrick.
Speaking of dirty, would you want to be the person that has to wash the uniforms, particularly the white shorts?
You'll be going through the bleach and the sorts of assorted products after a day like today. Attempt to get some of those stains out. It would not be a very fun job. Another stoppage in the outer side. Up it goes. Smith palms it down. It was rowed beautifully by Marlon. He sends the Bombers forward. Off hands. Here's Magro. Couldn't quite trap it. Gets it on the second bite. Wheels around on the left foot. Kick to the top of the square. Mark was spilt. McGuinness came through. Hands and knees. Slick handball. Gee, it was almost a wonderful bit of play for the Bombers. Not out of danger yet, though, the Demons. Handball forward into the hands of Kenny. Kick around the body's missing. A minor score.
Yeah, lovely handball from Josh McGuinness in tricky conditions. Just goes to show his class. Missing football.
2-5-17 the Bombers, 3-8-26 the Demons as we await the return of the Sherrin.
Where is it?
It's gone. It's probably still going.
It's blown away. Here we go.
Man in the beanie comes to the rescue.
But we had a few more than one football available.
You can't get a Sherrin for cheap.
No.
They're not cheap, the match day game quality Sherrins. So I can understand that they're not exactly full to the brim with footies. And you don't want to lose them.
No, you don't.
It's $150 or so every time you do, so.
I think you need some little punk behind the goals running away with them these days. Like you and I used to do, right, back in the day.
How many footies did you steal behind the...
KG5 back in the day?
KG5 and North Hobart Oval. I've got a couple sitting at home somewhere from back in the 1990s as Lauderdale trap it inside their forward 50 and Patton comes through like a steam train. Able to win a free kick. It'll go the other way for holding the ball. Sandrick, these are his conditions, aren't they? The contested ball, his little kick out wide is just an interesting decision. Not sure why you go sort of sideways to...
You called it before. Why would you go sideways?
He's ended up losing territory. It'll be a boundary throw in. 26 plays 17. Low scoring affair. Awful conditions. State League action from Lauderdale Oval. North Hobart and Lauderdale. Another stoppage inside the Bombers' forward 50. The Demons holding up okay.
Smith and Sam Caswell just having a bit to say to each other.
Several weight divisions apart in class.
There is Sandrick. So up it goes again. Free kick being paid here to Hayden Smith.
Yeah, it was a clear hold, wasn't it? Just a big handful of jumper and Hayden Smith. You can't give away a free kick in these conditions, in these areas, because it's an automatic shot for goal.
Absolutely is. Yep. Win right behind him. So Hayden Smith. What's he got for us here? This to cut the lead back to just 3 points. If it's successful, that's going to go right across the face of goal though, and out of bounds on the full. So let off there for the Demons.
So 14.5 gone in this second term, and that ball has gone.
Wow.
It's gone 12 metres. A 12-metre ball for a boundary throw-in.
went higher in the air than it did long.
Yep, certainly did. So can Lauderdale capitalise here? It's been played in their forward half for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so, and haven't quite punished North Hobart on the scoreboard. 2 goals, 5. Demons defence holding up. If they can get to half-time, the Demons with a lead, then it's a big, big win. Ground level now. There's a chance. There's a low ball. Goes nowhere in particular, and Siggins' ball has tried to just get something towards goal, but it's off hands and out of bounds for another boundary throw-in.
9-point buffer in favour of the visitors. North Hobart looking for back-to-back wins in the TSL. Took care of Glenorchy last weekend at KG5. Couple of games on the road for the D's. Magro and DALY on top of each other. Lauderdale, of course, coming off that horror loss to Launceston at Windsor Park. Only team to have defeated the Blues this season, though, so got that feather in their cap. Stoppage after stoppage this afternoon. So Siggins is there, but that one was one down by Edmondson. Straight out of bounds again.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but I liked Nick Jackson's ploy before of just trying to wrench it out of the ruck and move it forward by foot, rather than trying to sort of knock it down to a midfielder or a player at ground level and try and get something working. It doesn't seem to be the conditions where you're going to, work it out by hand and then break from the stoppage and hit a target. It's a pure territory battle. Yet both teams, this is the type of style that I'm talking about. As Sam Siggins wrenches it out. He's pinged on that occasion, but it's the right idea. Make something happen. Callan Daly on this occasion, though, will take the free kick. He's turned it straight over, shot on goal. He's an absolute stinker off the side of the boot, and it just rolls over for a minor score.
Couple of scores from around the grounds. It's Glenorchy still leading the Tigers at the Twin Ovals. 8 minutes gone, second term. 29 points, plays 22. And at Blunston Arena, Launceston lead Clarence by 3 goals, 35, plays 17. North Hobart work it out again. That's fallen in the lap of Cow Kilpatrick. Just hear how savage this wind is through the Canberra microphone.
Here's one for you, Bruno. I'd heard that the Red Line bus service...
Here's Reece Sutton. Free kick paid here against Michael Blackburn.
Had cancelled its service on Saturday afternoon and Sunday between Hobart and Launceston. There was some concern around how the Launceston players were going to get to Hobart.
Is that right?
To play Clarence.
Well, I thought they had a charter bus.
It seems that they made their way down the highway. Okay, though, so nothing to see here, but...
Okay.
It's been a quirky one for you.
Well, here is the Bombers having another shot on goal. That one is offline to the left for a minor score. 2-7, plays 3-8.
Starting to become a little bit of an issue for the Bombers, who would have hoped to have slammed on 3 or 4 goals with this breeze. Instead, it's 2 goals 7, 2 goals 6 for the term. They'll get another chance here, and they'll probably have plenty more opportunities, you would think, with this wind, as Leafheber just scraps one for territory. It bounces out. It'll be a boundary throw-in right in front of the North Hobart interchange bench. There's the whiz, Robbie Devine. There's Clinton French barking some orders from the coach's box. That's where Darren Winter used to hang out.
You can see the dents in the...
Up it goes. This ball's going to gain about 35 metres of territory for the Bombers. Up off the ground was Sutton, flying shot on goal, and another miss to the right-hand side. It's a minor score.
11 scoring shots to 10 now, so it's evening up. They'd like to be kicking a little straighter. Impossible, I know, in these conditions. North Hobart now. Oh, that's gone straight to the man of the mark, and Ball up.
Yeah, and again, it seems to be the way. Tyler McGuinness trying to stab pass. You know, he's trying to keep it low and out of the wind, of course, but it's not paying off.
Kilpatrick got the handball out. Right to the goal line. Was it touched? It was. And the bike thought might have been a goal, I think.
It looked like to roll. I thought the same thing. It looked like it rolled off the boot of maybe Josh McGuinness. Players in a better spot than we are as Tyler McGuinness brings it in again, and this time it's off hands and over the line. So 2 goals 9 now. Lauderdale play 3 goals 8. 26 plays 21. 5 points to the good. The Demons are holding on in pretty atrocious conditions. The ball has not gone past halfway so far in this second term. DALY at the fall gets boot to ball. Will be chopped off immediately though by Poland, who probably fancies himself with the breeze at his back. In fact, I'd say he does. So can Will Poland add to the tally for the Bombers? Left foot ball, it floats and wobbles all the way to the line. It's off hands and through for another minor score.
Good player, Will Poland. Obviously won the Rising Star a few years ago at Kingborough. And then made the controversial move, probably it's fair to say, to Lauderdale. Caught a few off guard down at the Twin Ovals, I think, when he decided to do that. Stab kick again. Work it out here, Lauderdale. Ball goes high in the air. No one's underneath it to mark it. Out it goes again. It's going to go to the Bombers. So Sam Siggins will get the kick.
Here we go. This is the area, isn't it? Oh, no, it's going to go to
Nat Franklin.
And Franklin will take it.
It is though. You're right, Ro. Cal Daly snagged one. Michael Blackburn snagged one. Can Nat Franklin? Ball is on its way. Falls short of the goal line. North Hobart do okay in the end. Have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, so an ugly affair unfolding here at.
Where's this stack up so far in the games you've watched in your entire life?
Look, it's. Yeah, I'm not sure how to describe this game of footy. We know it's ugly and scrappy. And
there's been moments though, hasn't there?
But with these games, there are moments that come along with them.
Yep.
And they can be memorable for other reasons. This is probably one that we might be talking about for some time. Not because it was reached any great heights, but because it produced some pretty wacky sort of moments. A couple of the big boys get stuck in. Another stoppage here inside the Bombers' attacking zone. Siggins palms it down. DALY was absolutely mobbed, wasn't DALY? It was, yes. This is just Tassie footy though. It's winter and it's muddy and it's windy and it's cold and it's a war of attrition. You won't see too many players taking a backward step, which is good to see.
You know what we need?
Don't say it.
You know what I mean.
Kick out of the congestion. Goalwood for Lauderdale and spill out of bounds.
There's plenty of room down there at the tip. Maybe that's where the new stadium could be built.
What sort of planning permit you need to put a roof over Skybus? Make it enclosed.
We are running out of things to talk about, aren't we?
He's not providing us with any highlights.
Sam Siggins is going to get a free kick here, though. Chance to hit the lead for the Bombers. And 52, is it? No. Ball up. No. Yes, throw in. Bev. Okay. Don't know what's going on there. The Bev show. Up it comes. Siggins. DALY.
Oh.
Very classy. Heading boundary side again, though. Over it goes.
Yeah, well, these are the type of conditions that if there was a Tasmanian AFL team, and they were playing down here on a non-roofed stadium, they would be faced with. This is probably the reason why the roof is being so heavily pushed, because it doesn't make for great viewing, it has to be said, in a game ruled by the broadcasters as DALY picks up a free kick. He's been massive, DALY, around the stoppage, playing on the ball. He's kicked a goal, he's thrown himself at everything, tried to provide a bit of spark for his team. It's going to be turned over, is it?
Looks like it. No.
So DALY with the Sharon in hand, 25 minutes gone in this second term. He just tries to screw something forward. It ends up in the arms of Millhouse. He scrubs something forward a little further. Chance to gain some territory here for the Demons. Can they get it out the back? They're just hacking it forward any way they can. Lauderdale player lost his feet as he kicked. That might have been high coming through from Norton. Umpire said play on. High ball now towards half forward. Getting underneath and taking the mark was Millhouse on his chest. Another chance for the Demons to try and create something off the half back line. Left foot ball, outer side. Smith flew, couldn't take the mark. Siggins scooped it up with the one hand, immediately wrapped up. Ball spills free. It was held onto, said the umpire. He'll get a free kick.
So we're talking about whether North Hobart had done enough, and it appears they have in that first term. Lauderdale still haven't been able to get past that 26 points the Demons got in that opening term. They haven't added to their score in quarter number 2.
Yeah, you're right. And in a short moment, as soon as it hits half-time, they'll get another crack at it in the third term with the wind at their backs. So North Hobart probably on top here, you'd have to say, as DALY lays another tackle. But certainly plenty to play out as the game progresses. DALY again sharking hands and knees, just making sure he doesn't drag it in, got it out to a teammate.
That's a good thing, right, is that we don't know who's going to win this game still. It's conditions like this create for an even contest, don't they?
It might be a very tight and exciting finish, who knows? Off the deck it goes, so picked up by the Bombers. Can they work something here? Chain of handballs. Ends up with Williams. Inside 50 they go. Who can take a mark? Getting across. Terrific saving mark. Kilpatrick got across and hands were sure. The kick was okay as well. Little point on the chest of a teammate. Edmondson is at right half back for the Demons. Can they take it end to end? This is about as far as they've progressed it. All quarter. Off hands of Sandrick. Ended up with Siggins. His kick is fortuitous. It lands on the chest of McGuinness. He'd almost half back himself from here with the wind at his back. Probably not true 50-metre lines at Lauderdale either. He pops it up in the end. What a great kick. Getting across with Yates. Got the double fisted to it. Hands and knees. It was deliberately paddled out to a teammate. Unable to make anything work with Broomhall. Another stoppage inside forward 50. So chances are plenty here for Lauderdale, but still unable to capitalise.
That's right. Be too long left in this term. Tigers have hit the lead at the Twin Ovals. They're leading by a goal. 24 minutes gone second term over Glenorchy. And Launceston, they hold sway over Clarence, leading that one by 4 goals at Blunston Arena. 25 minutes into the second term. So here we go again. Hook up, held up. Ball's still alive here. Eventually, whistle blows. Tough conditions. Always be looking forward to that siren blowing, I reckon. Have a spell.
In it comes again. Edmondson got to the front. His tap was sharked by Marlin, who just weaved his way through some traffic. Centre ball goalward. Nobody able to take the mark. North Hobart defence once again stands up and does enough, and they'll force another stoppage. Deep in attack still for the Bombers. It goes again. Can they create something out of the congestion here. Ground level, it's like a rugby scrum.
It is, isn't it?
It's a rolling maul.
Well described, Chris.
It comes again for another ball up. 29 and a half gone in this second term as we creep towards half time. Norton, hands and knees, feeds out a handball. Worked forward now by the Demons, but the Bombers have the wall set up. Playing for the free kick and getting the free kick. It'll be a Lauderdale ball and a chance. A shot on goal for the Bombers in the dying embers of the first half. In fact, it'll come after the siren. So a chance here for Kenny. To wrestle back the lead for Lauderdale. They were so brave, North Hobart, in that second term to hang on to the lead. And it could come via the boot of Kenny after the siren. He misses. So a golden opportunity blown on the buzzer for Lauderdale. Could only manage a minor score. North Hobart will take a 3-point lead into the second half. Brent Costello, what has been an absolute scrap fest so far.
It has. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. It has been very, very trying for both teams. There's no doubt about that. Alan Christensen was out of the game early for the Bombers. So we're not quite sure what the issue was with Alan when he left the field. But, yeah, it's been very, very tough conditions for both teams. And you're right, Ro. North Hobart did really well there to hang on to their lead. We weren't quite sure it was going to be enough. But as we saw with North Hobart in that first term, very tough to score at that right-hand screen. In fact, what are we seeing? One behind to that right-hand side of the screen for the whole game. Has not been down there. Been down there once, I think, and that's when they got that score. So really difficult conditions here at Skybus Oval.
So the goal kickers to half-time. Not much to write home about, it has to be said, for North Hobart. Callan Daly, George McLeod and Callum Kilpatrick all have singles, and for Lauderdale, Michael Blackburn and Josh McGuinness, the sole goal kickers. So North Hobart will take a 3-point lead into the second half. Atrocious conditions in Lauderdale, but if nothing else, it should shape up for a close finish. We'll take a short break and be back very shortly for second half action.
Thomas Oval here in beautiful balmy Lauderdale for the continuation of this clash between the home team Lauderdale and the North Hobart Football Club. Brent Costello and Chris Rowbottom with you in commentary for this clash. And Rowie, it's been difficult viewing with a very heavy breeze favouring the left of screen.
Yeah, it hasn't been a classic, let's say that. But I still have faith that we'll see a close finish and some excitement towards the end of the game, given how close it has been all throughout. The game itself has not been a spectacle, but I think we might see an edge-of-your-seat type result as we get into the second half. So North Hobart will take a 3-point lead, and they'll be kicking with the breeze and hoping to stretch that out. Lauderdale unable to take real advantage of the breeze in that second quarter, but maybe things will die down momentarily and the Bombers can make something happen at the non-scoring end of the ground. So we're away in the second half. We're on the near wing, and almost immediately we'll have a ball up to start things off.
Saw plenty of these in the opening half. Smith and trying to go head to head, and umpire says holding the footy. So we go to Matt Franklin. And we've hardly seen an inside 50 to this end of the ground. I reckon we've seen 2 for the game. One of those was a point to Lauderdale. Take it. Blackburn there, just making his feelings known.
Yeah, and that wasn't the smartest thing Stixie Blackburn's ever done. He hit with the round arm into the belly of Matty Campbell, resulting in the 50.
Especially when you're not getting down that end.
And it's a territory game, so early chance for the Demons to make them pay as Lee Pepper takes it on the bounce, wrapped up immediately. Daly flashes through, kick goalward. He's picked off by the Lauderdale defence. Scrambly sort of ball towards the boundary line. It'll pitch just inside and go over the line for a boundary throw-in. You can hear through the mics a howling sort of wind, and you can see in the background there the reeds and the leaves blowing fairly fiercely to that left side of your screen. Out of the congestion, Siggins combines his Franklin, trying to burrow through. He's been pinged for holding the ball, and North Hobart will have an early chance here. Kick on goal via the boot of Callan Daly. He already has one for the afternoon. Wonderful little right to left job from the right forward pocket early in the day. I said it before, if anybody can kick these, it's him. Classy player.
Right behind it too, Rowan. No, how it's going to go.
Got a very good view of things. Callan Daly was on in to get North Hobart's second half off to a good start, and he just judged it beautifully, but it didn't quite have the legs. There's been a whistle. It'll go the way of the Demons. So some holding taking place on the line. It'll be Edmondson to come up with it and pop it through for the easiest of majors. He does just that. North Hobart draw first blood in the second half and extend their lead to 9 points. 3 minutes gone. The Demons go to 4-8-32. Lauderdale 2-11-23.
Yeah, good start. Goals at a premium in this game. They've got one in the first 3 minutes of the premiership quarter. The D's, so just what they were looking for in this contest. Increasing that lead now to 9 points. So we're back in the middle. The umpire to restart. Away we go. Smith got first use. Sandrick kicks it off the ground. Spills out the back. Siggins just tries to juggle the footy. Got a little boot to it in the end. They'll try and work it out here. They do in the end. Ball goes high in the air though. Kilpatrick's under it. He was stopped though by Siggins. And they're away here again, the D's. Inside 50 it goes. Bouncing ball. Leaf Heber was there, but the Lauderdale defender does well. And it's like the rain started here too now, Chris, just to make it even more appealing, this game.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Lauderdale always traditionally known as this contested ball, tough in and under type team, and they always like their home ground, the tight confines, but they're being shown up a little bit here by North Hobart, and just doing well around the contest and controlling the scoreboard as well. And some of the Lauderdale prime movers, he's one of them in Franklin, can't quite get going the way they'd like to. Ball bounces fortuitously for Poland, who evades one tackler, gets onto his left, and you can see the rain starting to fall. Just toe poked ahead of Luke Patton, and gathered the footy and was immediately tackled, so good pressure coming from McLeod, and another ball up right half forward for the Bombers.
You mentioned the players that would love these conditions. Bryce Walsh is one of them, not out there this afternoon. They'd love to have him out there with this game, as Marlin got boot to ball as it bounces towards the boundary line, but stays in. Seen over in the end by Blackburn.
Gain some valuable territory.
5.5 minutes gone. Third term on the Daily Potato Co. live stream. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, if you're still with us for this contest. Taken high, says the umpire. And Nat Franklin will get the free kick. So rare opportunity for an inside 50 to the right of screen.
This is the problem though. Still 2.5 kicks, 3 kicks from home in these conditions.
Yep.
Look at the white caps.
Look at that, a wobbly old kick, in it goes. Siggins got the left foot to it. Bouncing ball. Player chasing it for Lauderdale's hooker. You get the free kick here. That's your hooker.
And again, the man on the mark's only 40 metres out from goal, and he's probably only really 35 metres out, but still.
Ball goes over the heads of all the players there and out on the full in the end. So North Hobart will get the kick. And just when you thought this game couldn't get much tougher, the rain's falling down at Sky Bus Oval.
It is grim, grim, grim conditions at Lauderdale, but we have a war on our hands. It has to be said, as Sandrick shovels it up, misses the target out of bounds in front of the Lauderdale rooms. No, it's a free kick, so Sandrick will take possession of the footy and just lace into a barrel and try and gain as much territory as he possibly can with the wind at his back. Chopped off by Williams though of the Bombers. Goes wide for a teammate on the bounce in Sutton. Good enough to get it up to Smith, who gains territory, gets it forward, but chopped off by this North Hobart defence. Getting back, taking the mark was Payne. So clearing ball from Payne. He finds a target too in Edmondson, the goal kicker from earlier. Floated across, took the mark. He'll send the Demons inside 50. There it goes. Fist was missed at ground level, weaving. Little handball off to the flying Daly, who came flashing through, got boots the ball, but missed everything. Tough chance.
Cameraman Andrew just tidying things up for us.
Making sure that visibility is at a maximum.
It was a good grab by Edmondson, wasn't it, for a big man in the wet? It comes again. Ball, Siggins. Work it out here, North Hobart. Caswell couldn't quite get it under his spell. Toe poke forward there from Patton. Only goes as far as Stevenson. Kick goes forward from Jackson. And Edmondson again, but Stevenson now taps it along the ground, and kick from Cleaver. Goes straight down the throat of Nat Franklin, and it all to himself on that occasion. Sends it wide to Josh McGuinness. Just wants to slow things up here and take his time. What's a winning score here for North Hobart, Rowe, in this third quarter? Because we can't see him getting too many in the last at this stage.
I reckon it might be first to 50. Might win the game.
Yep. Not a bad shout.
whoever can get to 50 first, it might not even get to 50.
I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. But
it might be first to 40 or 45, but somewhere around that vicinity. It's certainly not going to be an 80 to 72 type affair in these conditions. It's been very, very hard to make anything happen. North Hobart here with a chance, though. Lauderdale defence under the pump. DALY lurking and pressures his man over the line. Ed Stanley, and we'll have a throw in. So North Hobart with the wind at their backs in this third term hold the advantage here. 9 points to the good, the Demons. Jackson worked his way to the front, just palmed it down into the path of Cleaver and tried to get it to Caswell. Free kick, though, will go the way of the Bombers. There was a little trip on the way through. Here's Kenny. Had a chance on the half-time siren to give Lauderdale the lead, was unable to convert. So kicks things up the line by about 30 metres, but getting in front and taking the mark. The Demons with Stevenson, the emergency in the team today in place of Walker. He's been okay too. Deep ball inside 50 for the Demons. Leaveheber fights hard. Handball out of the congestion. Hacked out by the Lauderdale defence. Here's that man again. He'll have another chance to put North Hobart 40. Nearly missed his boot. Kick around the body came from Quirk. Missing.
goals at a premium. Skybass Oval on a Saturday afternoon. Atrocious conditions. Poland with the football. Full back for the Bombers. 10-point margin. Poland, probably the best kick out we've seen this afternoon, but unfortunately still goes straight down the throat of North Hobart. The man with the football is Cohen Stevenson.
He's going to have a ping.
Why not, hey?
Yeah, why not? There's no point trying to spot up a target.
So Stevenson, late in this afternoon for Bailey Walker. That has got the distance almost. It's a bad effort, but through from behind. 11-point lead now to North Hobart.
So it's still 2 kicks. Lauderdale have to find a couple of unanswered goals if they want to take the lead here, and it's unlikely to happen in this quarter. As you can see, Poland ambles out of full back, gains as much territory as he possibly can. It was about 35 metres. North Hobart to go inside 50 again. Cleaver missed his boot. Players converge. It's still at ground level. Out it comes eventually. Kick will be out of bounds on the full.
Massive puddle, the ball just landed in. I reckon if I went down for an interview on Monday to Skybass Oval, it might have a ground closed sign on there somewhere.
Yeah,
just sort of thought in the back of my mind.
I think they might get the sign out.
It's a good grab.
So Lauderdale have it half back. Able to muster. Martin onto his left boot. Gets some nice territory up the line too. A pair of Bombers fight over it. They raffle it and take the mark. It's with Hooker on the outer wing. Got to use it wisely from here. Chances are few and far between, and he picks out a North Hobart player at Jackson. And every time they turn it over there is a chance gone begging. Short ball's good to McGuinness. They try and just retain a little bit of possession. Here's Hilda. Josh Hilda out of side. He'll load up and kick the D's inside 50. It's no good though. Picks out a Lauderdale defender. Richmond getting back and taking the mark with ease. He's going to send it back in the opposite direction. Pack flies off hands. Norton's at the fall. He's worked over the boundary line. It'll be a throw-in on the outer side. North Hobart lead 4-10-34. to Lauderdale's 2:11.23, 13, almost 14 gone in this third term.
14 gone at the Twin Ovals. It's the Tigers now in front of Glenorchy by 13 points, 42-29. And Launceston in control against Clarence at Blunston Arena, 55-32. 15 minutes gone in the third term there. Mark taken here by the D's. Inside 50. Can't be taken on that occasion. Ball falls for Lauderdale. Smith might pick it up. Did okay for the big man, but Poland now sees it over. Lee Pepper says, was that deliberate?
I don't think we'll see a deliberate pay today.
No. That's probably fair.
Incredibly stiff.
It would be. It absolutely would be. So it's Smith and Jackson in the ruck. Someone's down.
Yeah, can be in danger of free kick.
So a chance for North Hobart to add to their lead, which currently stands at 11 points. And everyone's backing themselves in from this spot, aren't they?
As soon as you get a bit of clean possession or a set piece, I suppose you'd say in soccer parlance, you've got to take it from here.
Kick is on its way. Kick goes to the line and it's rushed through. 2-11 plays 4-11. We had 2 straight kicks in it for the lead here at Skybus Oval. Daily Potato Co. live stream.
Now, only 2 kicks, and remember that Lauderdale obviously will be coming home with this breeze, so they were unable to capitalise in the second quarter, but North Hobart you still feel might need to add some scoreboard pressure. They have a chance here now, the Bombers against the flow. Getting out the back was Patton. He takes the mark. Off they go now, the Bombers inside forward 50. They've got numbers 2 streaming forward. Broomhall able to make something happen. Gets it over the top to Tilly. Looked inside, decided to take the shot himself around the body, and he crashes it in to the left-hand behind post for a minor score.
It looks weird seeing this camera angle. Hasn't been down there enough.
It's an unfamiliar sight, isn't it?
It is.
So out of full back comes McLeod, the Demons. Kicks towards the outer wing. Martin unable to control the mark as he was falling backwards. Franklin on hands and knees, paddles it out into the Martin direction. He just hacks it forward with the left boot. Out of bounds it goes. Boundary throw in. Some territory here for the Bombers though. Half a chance perhaps. And it looks like maybe that rain might have just eased. Smith and Jackson to butt heads in the ruck over the top of both of them. Knocked forward inside 50 by Franklin. Hacked out of there by Jackson. We'll end up with a Lauderdale jumper. Sutton's short ball is good. Repeat entry starting here for the Bombers. Kenny. That's the 15-metre kick on his chest. There will he go. Long and deep inside 50. Getting across though, the one-on-one. Well, I thought Jackson had a pretty good piece of that. Emerging with it was Blackburn. Flying left foot shot on goal is across the face, missing. I thought Jackson riddled in the one-hander.
Yeah, stiff. Promising signs here though for the Bombers. They're into attack twice in the space of a minute. And it's something we haven't seen all day here at Skybus Oval. And it's certainly been a better third quarter than first quarter for the Bombers. They're doing well, only trailing by 10 points. They've got the breeze in the final term. 18 minutes gone here in the third. And here they go again through Franklin. What's ahead of him? Goes for the handball. Hatton back to Franklin. Sold some candy. Sold some more candy, Nat Franklin. Kicks from 50. What's the kick going to do? It's going to land in the hands of Jackson.
Calls for 50. Ignored. Just starting to open up. That was fairly clever in the end from Norton. He knew he wasn't going to get there and he just half volleyed it into the path of Sandrick. The Demons can exit out the near side. So a one-on-one here. McGuinness, he won't be easily beaten, and he wasn't on this occasion. His short ball is good, and things are just starting to open up here a little bit as Tilly takes the sliding mark on the near side. He'll come back to McGuinness. Marks casually on his chest. So assesses his options and opts to just dump up the line. It's a good mark taken by Siggins over the top of Sandrick. So things are starting to go the way of the Bombers. Can they make it count on the scoreboard? 2 goals, 13 to their name as it stands. Inside 50 they go though. G might have picked out Jackson as well. Couldn't complete the mark. Magro at the fall. Outside of the left boot. Bouncing towards goal. He gets it to go to Magro, and that could be the spark the Bombers need. A huge play and a huge moment potentially in this game as Jaden Magro rolls one through, and the margin cut to 4 points.
Someone's on the horn.
And aren't they excited about it down at Lauderdale?
Well, they should be. First goal to the right of screen all day, and to say it's one against the flow is an understatement because, goodness gracious me, it's been a long time coming. But you're right, Ro, the game has opened up in the last 5 to 10 minutes, hasn't it? And Lauderdale have done a fair bit of attacking to the right of screen, and they were rewarded for it. So a 4-point margin now, and they've got the win in the final quarter. So things looking good for the Bombers.
They've held on. They've led all day, North Hobart, from the first, maybe the second score of the game early in the first term. But Lauderdale are coming.
Back in the middle. Hobart, he's Stanley. In defence. The kick away. And mark taken by Patton. Slow is the call. Slow. He does slow it down, Patton. Goes to the wing. Couldn't be dragged in there by Edmondson. Ball up. In fact, a free kick will go the way of Broomhall. Broomhall looks for sticks. Blackburn. Hobart, Leaf Hebber now, takes them up in front of our commentary position here at Skybus Oval. Leaf Hebber's kick. It's all Lauderdale to mop up though, and Stanley, all on his own, takes the easiest of marks.
Yeah, they seem to have structured up a little bit behind the ball. Stanley and Franklin's down there, McGuinness of course. They're starting to just create a little bit of bounce off half back, the Bombers.
Oscar Shaw finds Franklin. Working it nicely here. Broomhall again with the football. What's on offer for him up ahead? 4 point is the lead here for the Demons. The Bombers are coming though. Let's fly for the footy. Spills out the back. Kick forward by Tilly. Tilly's ball is inside 50. Here's Magro. Got the goal a few moments ago. Can he get a second to his name? Was he taken high? Umpire says yes, he was. And Jaden Magro will get the free kick. And he plays on quickly, Jaden Magro. He's going to be called back. He was away though. So Lauderdale have lifted here at Skybus Oval.
He's been quiet all day, Magro, but it only takes a couple of moments, and he's a quality player, isn't he, coming across from the waffle, and he's now around the big sticks.
And he wanders. Can he make it work? He can't, or is it coming back? Gee, it did late, but not quite enough. But the margin now just 3 points.
Yeah, starting to get on top, Lauderdale, and the Demons sort of forward thrust to sort of falling short across the half-forward line, and Lauderdale are able to retain the footy, and their build-up players looked a lot better in the last 10 or 15 minutes, and they'll go for it again here, off the deck, inside 50 it goes. McLeod mops up for North Hobart. Immediate pressure came, kick towards the outer side. Fighting hard on hands and knees. It was Sutton who applied the tackle. Harrison McLeod came up with it. It pinballs off the shins of a couple of Lauderdale players, and it'll be all held up for a ball up. Out of wing. Bombers pressing. 3 points the margin. Same margin as what it was at half-time. North Hobart hanging on to the lead though. Out of bounds it goes. Lauderdale will have the wind at their backs in the final term, so it's as good as even. Skybus Oval. 24 minutes gone in this third term. It might be low scoring and it might be ugly, but it's going to be a tight finish. Siggins gets Boots a ball, knocks it forward. Tilly with a clever little tap on. Here's Hooker. Did he get one in the back? Umpire said no. So a stoppage here in front of the Lauderdale rooms. Edmondson and Martin do the ruck work. Spills out towards the boundary line, but eventually dribbles over. Was there an errant boot? Siggins goes and collects the footy, but it'll be a boundary throw-in.
So nice quarter for the Bombers. Backs against the wall. Reduce the margin to just 3 points as we approach three-quarter time. Siggins got the handball away. Tilly gets it inside 50. Mark not taken. Spills out the back. Magro spills out to Blackburn. Broomhall's lurking. Can he get the handball out? He's dragged down. Eventually blows the whistle. Ball up at a good spot for the Bombers.
Well, against all odds, it's now being played in the Bombers' forward half.
It is. Yeah, the tide's turned, hasn't it?
And you can tell it's a little cleaner when it hits the deck because the condition of the ground. Siggins just snaps it out of the ruck and bounces home, an absolute beauty. We've been calling for it all game. Brent Costello, the ruckman, to just make something happen out of the stoppage. And Siggins, the champ, does exactly that. Takes it upon himself, snatches it out of the ruck. Maybe got a little bit lucky with the bounce, but all's well that ends well for Sam Siggins, and Lauderdale take the lead. 4 goals, 14-38, the Bombers. North Hobart 4-11-35, and Lauderdale have sprung to life.
They have indeed. Yeah, things have certainly changed in the last 15 minutes of this game. We couldn't get out of that 50 to the left of screen, but Lauderdale has attacked and attacked and attacked in these last 10 to 15 minutes and have been rewarded for their effort. And here they go again. Nat Franklin this time goes inside 50. No one's there to collect the footy. It's going to bounce towards the boundary line. Magro, who's come to life. Tilly got the boot to ball in the end. Mark not taken, flew over their head. I let it go as well. Patrick's there as the tackler, and we'll have a ball up. So plenty of life in this game now, and it's over to you, North Hobart. What have you got? Because Lauderdale have hit the lead. 3-point margin. Flying embers of the third term. Siggins, the goal kicker from a few moments ago, goes inside. Ball kicked off the ground. Jackson fell over. Siggins, another ball up.
It's been huge today, Siggins, just around the ball. And we don't have the detailed stats in front of us, but his clearance work and his ruck work, and that's a wonderful bit of clearance work. Speaking of, from Sandrick of North Hobart, can he get something happening for the D's? They'll go forward here. Can they hit back on the scoreboard? Big ball inside 50. Pack forms. Juggling was Quirk. Couldn't quite claim the mark. Caswell went in hard. His head slammed the deck. No free kick. This is an important minute or so here for North Hobart. Inside their forward 50. Still with the wind at their back. Can they conjure something? Knocked forward directly into the path of a Lauderdale player, bounding out of defence over the head of his teammate. North Hobart had the numbers, but it's a 0-0 draw as it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of the commentary position.
Yes, indeed. We were behind the glass, comfortable. Unlike these players who have done it tough all afternoon. And it comes again. Smith, run it down. Taken high there. And there is the three-quarter time siren. So big quarter for Lauderdale. They're in front at the final change. They're leading this one 38 points to 35 with the win in the last quarter. So in a very nice position, Chris Rowbottom.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they looked the dominant team in the last sort of 10 minutes of that term. As soon as they got it forward and were able to create that little bit of chaos, it was your Magros and your Tillys and your Siggins who were able to make something happen. And I thought Magro had a really good quarter. He kicked the goal, of course, and he had a couple of big knock-ons and some moments that just made things happen for the Bombers. Siggins, that goal out of the ruck, though, I think was probably the goal of the day. Being able to snatch that evaded tackle and bounce it home was what we've been calling for all afternoon, and he was able to do so. So Lauderdale, they haven't led at any stage during the day, but they lead now, and they will take a 3-point advantage into the final term. The goal kickers for the Bombers, Siggins, Blackburn, Magro and McGuinness, all with singles, and singles 2 to the Demons, Daly, Edmondson, McLeod and Kilpatrick with a goal apiece. Might take a short break before we come back for the 4th and final term. It's going to be a grandstand finish, 3 points the margin. The Bombers lead very narrowly. It's going to be a cracker. We'll be back soon.
Welcome back to Skybass Oval in Lauderdale, where the home team have fought back in a big way in the third quarter to lead at the final change by 3 points, 38 to 35. Brent Costello and Chris Rowbottom with you on the Daily Potato Co. live stream. This one is Lauderdale's to lose now, you think, right?
Yeah, they looked the better team for the back half of that third quarter, and that was against the breeze too. And in this term, they've got the wind at their back, so the challenge has been thrown down to North Hobart, and it might get a little bit harder here if Sam Tilley can make things happen. He went to ground, bounced straight back up, and missed the goal. But the first shot on goal comes via the boot of a Lauderdale player. They add to the tally, go out to a 4-point lead.
Ball comes back in. Kilpatrick couldn't quite get there to receive it.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
It is. So Lauderdale now will have another opportunity here with a throw in to take place. Smith in the ruck for the Bombers. Edmondson for North Hobart. Down it comes. These two okay. Caswell's there, but getting the footy. Work it out now. Whistle blown though. No stoppage. 4-point margin. All looking to get back on the winners list. North Hobart for their second in a row. Franklin tries to centre the footy. Demons do okay though. Try and work it out of danger. That's a good strong overhead mark from Ed Stanley. Really good player for a long time for the Lauderdale Footy Club. Spent some time back in the SFL, as you mentioned earlier, but that kick has gone all the way. Goodness me. We know the wind is strong. That's a terrific goal from Ed Stanley. Takes the lead out to 10 points, and you can hear the air raid siren going off at Skybass Oval.
Yeah, you mentioned Ed Stanley, been a good player for a long time. Had 32 last week, losing effort against Launceston, and he's just banged home a 55-metre special. Wind at his back, of course, but as we've been saying all afternoon, if you get the ball in that sort of situation in that part of the ground with the wind, you just have to have a ping and let the wind do the rest, and that's exactly what he's done on that occasion. So Ed Stanley kicks an important goal. He extends the margin out to 10, and Lauderdale will look to pile on some more pain, although it'll be North Hobart out of the centre. Kilpatrick, he almost lost his footing, got round on his left boot. His kick will be mopped up by the Lauderdale defence. Patton's handball into the path of Smith, who was caught high. Hard to do, given he's about 6'5". Plays on immediately to a running teammate. Inside 50 they go. Ball at the shoelaces of Blackburn. North Hobart will come up with it through McLeod. Right foot ball off half back will end up in the lap of Hayden Smith, who'll send Lauderdale forward again. There's a bit of holding going on, and it'll be a free kick going the Bombers' way, and things starting to well and truly open up for Lauderdale. Harry Richmond to take it.
He wanted a response this week, Dan Willing, from his players, and he's certainly getting that here in the second half as the rain teeming down now. And
the wind might have even picked up, if that was even possible, as Richmond makes the umpire work and misses, pushes across the face for a minor score. 5 goals, 16 now the Bombers, 46 lead North Hobart 4-11-35.
36 scoring shots for 9 goals. Here's Kilpatrick, tucked the footy under the arm and ran. Found a target. Taken on McLeod. He got the handball off to the running Caswell. Williams have it right in the middle here of Skybass Oval. They go wide now. Mark taken by George McLeod to the wing. He's let for it. No one ended up with it in the end. Hayden Smith did well for a big man in the wet. Sandrick, the handball away. Now Daly. Now Daly sold some candy. Has a look at what's ahead. The kick was good. Finds a target, Murphy Dale, who centres it, and the mark taken by Josh Cleaver.
That was a good passage, wasn't it? And solid build-up play, not relying on just a dump kick inside or a scrappy ball forward. It was actually some structure to that shot on goal that we're about to see.
So can he get one against the grain here? Josh Cleaver is going to take his best work, and unfortunately, that's gee whiz, that's coming right back. Not quite enough. It looked like it was going out in the full, and in she swang.
He is aimed at 10 metres right of the right-hand behind post.
It's really gone through for a goal.
And it has swung viciously.
Wow. So we're right in the danger zone here for Lauderdale. Kilpatrick there. They work it out here, the Demons, and create something. They can't. Franklin has the footy.
So outside, defensive 50, come the Bombers. Tilly slides in after it, can't gather it cleanly. Sutton arrives, he can. Picks it up and away go Lauderdale. Inside 50 they come. That's a good diving mark, not paid to Campbell. Thought he marked it on his chest. Mark Tuckett says, no you didn't, son. Driving rain at Lauderdale.
A stream of water.
Yeah. I hope that's not getting up to a dangerous sort of level. We might be underneath it very shortly. McLeod, who's been pretty good this afternoon, got it out to Sandrick, who's also battled really hard for the Demons. Left foot ball up the outer side. Leafheber underneath it. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. In goes Patton, just throws his weight around. So he moved over the line for a boundary throw in. This is going to be hard to come back from for the Demons. Still plenty of time, of course. Everything will have to go their way.
You said to someone, give me the most atrocious conditions you can possibly get in a game of football. We've had it today.
Yeah, it wouldn't be far off, would it? Remember the snow in Canberra a couple of weeks ago, years ago?
Yeah, I do. The Parker had his top off.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see Clinton French or Dan Willing get out, get the rig out.
Gee, we've gone to some interesting areas in our call today. We've had to find something. We've had to dig deep, just like these players. 11 points now, the lead for the home team. Here comes Smith, but it was Edmondson who got the fist to it. Siggins, a ripping goal in that third term. Ball in goalwood for the Bombers, but Cal Daly's there to mop it up. Kick. Ground grubber. And they grow a little toe poke coming out, but it went to the opposition. Inside the centre square now. And a big tackle. Williams. All up.
So up it goes again. Palmed down by Smith into the path of Siggins, who's wrapped up by Sandrick. I've loved that battle today. Siggins and Sandrick.
Yep.
It's been an ugly sort of day for footy, but a great day for those types of players to just butt heads all afternoon. Tough, big bodies. Been good to watch. Another stoppage here. North Hobart now with a job to do. What can they produce? Here is Sandrick bursting away from the stoppage. His kick was smothered, picked up by Tilly, elected to handball in the end over the top, sold a teammate into a bit of trouble. Tackle was laid by Payne. And another ball up on the outer side. Up it goes. Smith down, Siggins. He was being held. Sandrick had a handful of his jump up. He'll get a free kick. It's been a well umpired game today as well.
Oh, difficult, hey?
Very difficult conditions, but the umps have sort of just let it go when it's needed to and haven't tried to, pull anything out. They could have easily plucked a couple of dubious ones out to get the game moving at a couple of stages, but they've refrained, and it's been pretty well officiated. So Siggins to take his free kick. Look at Nat Franklin on the boundary there.
Shivering.
Shivering. I'd be getting moving if I was him. Siggins will just
that.
unload a torpedo punt deep into attacking 50. Martin gets there first. He's tackled well by McGuinness. His arm was pinned. It comes out.
Look at the mud.
And it was holding the ball.
It's difficult to even walk through that at the moment. So, the last line of defence is Campbell. Tries to spot a target and does. It's Riley Wood. In the helmet. But taken by Caswell. Puts the afterburners on and goes. Kick was disrupted. Poland. Caswell did well to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's fought hard too as well, Caswell. He's been pretty good.
Good player. Good last week too against the Magpies. 10 minutes gone, final term. Home team by 11. 46 plays 35. On the Daily Potato Co. live stream.
Edmondson wins this one down, but Smith will get the clearance. Got the handball out to a teammate in Tilly, immediately tackled, fed the underground handball out to Franklin, who got it back to a teammate. Chance for the Bombers to go forward. Got good territory, but getting back was McGuinness for the Demons. His kick on the 45 is a good one. Finds a target in Millhouse. Hasn't got a great deal to go to, so try for territory and reading it best. It was Shaw who took the mark, played on immediately. A whistle has gone. It's going to be a free kick. That might just won't roll through for a goal. It'll be brought back. It'll go Lauderdale's way.
Your man.
So a chance for Blackburn to kick his second of the afternoon, would make him the only multiple goal kicker. If he can put this through. So Blackburn takes his time. Sure is kicking with a dry footy. Goes through the routine. Handballs on in. Let's fly from 25. Uses the wind to his advantage and pops it through with ease. Blackburn has a couple.
Keep going on here too. It being said,
as tempers flare as the Bombers stretch the lead. So 6-16-52. Lauderdale lead North Hobart 4-11-35. And out to a 17-point advantage.
Looking ahead to next week in round 13 of the TSL, North Hobart back home take on Clarence, and Lauderdale here at Skybus Oval again, they take on Glenorchy. So a chance for Lauderdale to maybe get some momentum to build their season with a couple of back-to-back wins. If they can do the job here this afternoon, then Glenorchy, who we know have had their struggles this year, although improved the last few weeks, the Magpies won't have it all their own way next week by any means. Ball goes to the right forward pocket. Kept in, is it, by Harry Richmond? Actually dragged over. Around the grounds too. Big lead for the Tigers now in tough conditions by 32 points over Glenorchy. And Clarence, they're fighting back against Launceston, only 18 points the margin of Blunston as Lauderdale kick it out of the pack and just offline to left for a minor score.
13.5 gone, fourth and final term here at Skybus. It's the Bombers who lead, and that's a well-judged mark. Patton has shown a bit today.
Siggins wanted it there.
As we've spoken about many times, you just simply have to take the shot on goal from here. Small ground, Lauderdale, and those 50-metre lines aren't 50 metres, they're more like 45. And with the wind at the back of Luke Patton, it didn't assist him because he's smashed it into the left-hand behind post. It's out of the full.
Matthew Campbell with the footy.
So the D's got to get going here. Attempt to somehow try and get some speed on the ball and maybe look into the middle of the ground and take some risks and just make something happen any which way. It's going to be very hard in these conditions. Lauderdale have a lead that's probably worth 6 or 7 goals on a dry day as it comes out to Franklin. High ball towards the top of the square. Players get underneath it. Blackburn in best position, couldn't take the mark. He gave away the free kick, or did he gain the free kick? And 50. So some descent, and Blackburn will pop through a third. And that just about makes it an impossible task for North Hobart. Lauderdale have run all over the top of the Demons in this 4th and final term, extending back into the 3rd quarter as well. 7-17-59, North Hobart 4-11-35. A little disappointing how they've dropped off, Brett Costello.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good in that first half, North Hobart. But Lauderdale certainly had a really good 3rd quarter, we know that, and they've continued on with it here in the final term. As I said earlier, Dan Willing was looking for a response after a pretty disappointing effort against Launceston last weekend on the road, and he's got that this afternoon as we restart. Can they add to their total here, Lauderdale? They work it forward once more. Goes inside 50 yet again. Out the back, good mark taken. Woodhouse has the footy. Wants to play on quickly and does. Owen there lurking for Lauderdale. In the lap of the D's though. They work it towards the centre square. Ball wrapped up again.
Just the bigger bodies of Lauderdale that have just come to the fore in the last quarter or so. Been able to just muscle the ball forward. Here's DALY. He's been amongst the best for the Demons this afternoon. Ball at ground level. Lauderdale player that might have been held. Umpire said no. With Cloud all over him. Another stoppage. It's probably not a game we'll be ordering on the name of the game VHS anytime soon.
You're doing well if you sit through this bad boy again.
Dan Willing and Clinton French might have to as part of their reviews. They might just skip it. Let's get on to the next one.
Yeah. Siggins now. Roosts it forward. No one is there. Ball bounces on the middle of a host of players. Sutton. Pretty quiet this afternoon. Ball held up here in Lauderdale's attacking 50. We'll have another ball up in the mud.
I'm not sure he loves these conditions. Reece Sutton, no. Greyhound winger.
Spot on. And up it goes. Can they get one here, Lauderdale? These do well through Wood. And Price for deliberate. Approaching time on. 4th quarter, round 12, TSL footy. Competition by in a couple of weeks' time, I didn't realise that was in the fixture this year. So we'll play next weekend, and Launceston's got the bye next weekend, so they have a couple of weeks off the reigning champs.
Rich get richer.
Here's Blackburn, already got 3 to his name. Here comes just something else up here that is out of bounds. So 24-point margin now. Lauderdale will get back on the winners list here this afternoon. It's been a tough year for them. Been beaten by teams here at home, but they get one back here this afternoon. Sandrick bounce.
Eight and a half gone, 4th and final term. Just to wait for Sharon to make its way into the hands of the boundary umpire. When it comes, Sandrick working hard. Here comes Siggins. Clean handball, but missed the target. Only as far as Kilpatrick, whose kick just hung in the air, but here underneath was Steinbauer.
Haven't called his name much this afternoon.
No, I haven't seen much of Steinbauer, but he'll send Lauderdale forward in the Blackburn direction. He couldn't take the mark. Hacked forward now by the Demons. DALY slid in. McLeod was wrenched off the footy. It'll be all wrapped up. Another stoppage.
Just joined us on the stream. Lauderdale's done this without Alan Christensen this afternoon, who went off probably the first few minutes of the game. It was really early, wasn't it? So, star player not out there. A good game last week, and then unfortunately, I haven't seen him at all here at Skybus this afternoon.
Yeah, he looked to get one high, maybe across the eyebrow, which might have resulted in a concussion test. And the decision was made for him to sit out the rest of the game. The Bombers have done it the hard way. Blackburn drops the chest mark. North Hobart work it out here. The kick was well weighted in the end. Murphy-Dale takes the mark. Plays on by hand. Caswell continues to fight hard. Can he craft something over the head of Kilpatrick? McGuinness tracks it back, wins it up. They share it by hand, the Bombers. Sutton missed it, but they're good enough to regain possession. He'll get on the end of it. Tumble one inside forward 50. It was a little too hot for Richmond, who sees it out of bounds.
We await the ball in. Lauderdale Oval is going to need some work. There's mud everywhere there in attacking end for the Bombers. The other end's not too bad.
Yeah, it was interesting when Lauderdale got that run on against the wind in that third quarter. When the ball was hitting the deck, it was a lot cleaner, wasn't it? It was bouncing up and a lot more predictable.
Yep. So big fist down. Working forward here, just offline. 7-18 now the Bombers to 4-11. North Hobart.
You wouldn't win too many games of footy kicking 7 goals 18, but today's been pretty unique circumstances. Here's Murphy-Dale. He's been all right too for the Demons. Caswell is stripped of the footy. Umpire says, "You're gone, son." Holding the ball. Inside 50 go the Bombers. Kick was smothered. Can they get another one? Here's Magro, who was tackled well by Norton. He's actually been pretty well held, Magro, for most of the day as the Bombers and the Demons get in after it.
Who's at the bottom of the pack there?
Might have been Caswell.
Yeah.
After he got stripped of the footy, Martin just goes himself Siggin style and can't get the finish. Out of bounds it goes.
Going embers of this one. A big win to the home team. 25 points now is the difference. Right in front of their goal too, Lauderdale. And they add to their lead. There's a snap on goal. It's bending back, not enough. And the score. There's McLeod with the kick-in duties here for the D's. Goes short, cut off it though. Gets his target in the end, and it's Murphy-Dale. It's an offer for him. Go Torp.
Good call.
Going to go very far though, and that's cut off by Oscar Shaw.
He might just put it right back over his head here.
Oh, why not? Good player, Oscar Shaw. Called his name a lot today either, but
yeah,
one of Lauderdale's youngsters. It's going nicely. Nice career in the TSL. He wanders. It's not going to get the journey. Short, just fall short.
This is such a casual kick, but it still made the distance in the end, didn't it? Another minor score for the Bombers. 7 goals 20, 62. It's a bizarre scoreline. 4-11-35, North Hobart. It was pretty good for 2.5 quarters. This ball just falls short of Callan Daly, and he's been one of their best. He has been a warrior.
Lucky you recognise some of these faces, right? Because it's difficult to see some of the numbers on the back of these players now.
Jumpers caked in mud. And out of the congestion was Marlon just using his big body. He takes his opponent in pain for a ride. And he's been penalised for holding the ball. It was a good tackle, good strong tackle from Payne, because Marlon's a big unit.
Final score at the Twin Ovals, big win in the end to the Tigers, 82-30. So 52-point win in the end. And looks like Clarence might go down to Launceston. It's still an 18-point margin there, 16 minutes into the final term at Blunston Arena.
Tilly off the ground, rolls through the final nail in the coffin. And if it wasn't already over, it certainly is now. Tilly flashes through with the soccer-style goal and extends the margin out. Lauderdale 8-20-68. I'll do it easy in the end. North Hobart 4-11-35. 25 and a half gone, fourth and final term. Sam Tilly joins the party late in the piece.
Well, it's a good win at home because we know, as I said off the top of the show today, it's been such a fortress for them for a long time, but they haven't got the wins they would have liked here this year, particularly games they probably should have won. And this one is one they would have come in thinking they could take care of today, and that's exactly what's happened in atrocious conditions, we know, but this will give them some confidence moving forward. They've got Minorca next week, a chance to really start to build into their season.
Here's Caswell, ducks the tackle. Shares a couple of handballs. Kick came from Stevenson. Eventuated anything of any substance for the Demons, though, as Lauderdale press forward once again here. Here's Siggins, probably the best on ground for mine. Shared it with Patton, who just lost the handle on the footy. Was good enough to get it out, though. Sandrick laid the tackle. It'll come out to Norton. Will come out of defence. Share it with Caswell. McGuinness now. Their preferred users of the footy. This time he uses it well. It ends up with Murphy Dale. They get a late one here, the Demons. Kick was no good in the Kilpatrick direction. Stanley just waits for it. Missed the handball to Williams. Daly come up with it, shared it back with Kilpatrick. He faked once and twice and a third time. Kick was eventually smothered. He'll get it back again here, Kilpatrick. And the target was Lefebvre, but getting across was Josh McGuinness, who has also played a very steady hand in defence for the Bombers this afternoon. Get them moving once more from the middle of the ground. It'll bounce all the way inside 50 from the back pocket. Magro kept his feet. Diving handball. Fed it off to the running Broomhall, who fired on goal and missed.
Not too long left in this one. Players will be absolutely relieved to hear the final siren ring out here this afternoon. Kick goes to Castle. Is he marked? Yes, he has. Are you looking forward to a nice hot shower, the boys, I reckon? Caswell's kick. Ugly off the boot. Siggins now. Look at the class of this man. Just wheels around, throws it on the boot, top of the square, bouncing ball just offline. 8-22. You're right, it's a bizarre looking scoreboard, right?
Yeah, 8 goals, 22, and you're looking at a 35-point plus win. It's something. Just haven't been able to pierce this Lauderdale half-forward line for more than a quarter now, North Hobart. In fact, the entire second half, they've really fallen away.
Full time at Blunston, 17-point win to Launceston, 69-52.
So the Blues take care of business on this side of the river against Clarence. This afternoon was Kingborough, and the third winner on this Saturday afternoon will be Lauderdale. We'll have a shot on goal after the siren. So as it stands, it'll be the Bombers by 35. And let's see if the big round the corner ball can add to the tally. It was ambitious. The Marlin kick is way offline, but it won't matter a single iota. Lauderdale will run out easy 35-point winners. 8-22-70.
That's right.
To North Hobart, 4-11-35. Don't adjust your sets. That is the correct scoreline. Lauderdale winners by 35 points. They flex the muscle in the second half and run away with it with ease in the end. The goal kickers for the Bombers, Michael Blackburn kicked 3 in singles to Sam Siggins, Sam Tilly, Ed Stanley, Jaden Magro, Josh McGuinness. Just the 4 individual goal kickers for North Hobart this afternoon. Callan Daly, Ryan Edmondson, George McLeod and Callum Kilpatrick all finding their way onto the score sheet. We mentioned it many times throughout the call, Breno, but it won't be one that we'll be rushing back to watch again. But there were some entertaining moments, and
some good goals.
I think Sam Siggins' goal in that third quarter to wrench back the lead and really signal the intent for the Bombers was the moment of the game, and I thought he was best on ground today.
Yeah, I agree. He was outstanding, Sammy Siggins. And look, I'll give 3 votes to all those players today. That was difficult. That was very difficult. 3 votes to you as well. It was, yeah, she was a tough one to watch, but a good win to Lauderdale. As I said, they can start to build some momentum for their season now. Glenorchy next week here at Skybus Oval, and then the comp bye after that to RSS. So a good win. They wanted a response, they got one.
So the Bombers bounce back from their loss to Launceston to knock off North Hobart at home by 35 points in an ugly old affair. But it was Lauderdale who got the 4 points in the end. Thanks for tuning in and joining us on the coverage. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. You were able to find some enjoyment out of today's game. It was a pleasure bringing it to you. Lauderdale winners from Skybus Oval.